Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's VGC recruitment webinar. It is 12:30 on the 17th of September 2020. I'm Ciaran Alstowe, as always, Business Support Manager for VGC, hosting the webinars, and today I'm fortunate enough to be joined by James Andrews, who is one of our labour managers. James, how are you?
Not too bad, thank you, mate. Afternoon all.
Good. Yeah, so James helps support us on projects along kind of the M4 corridor, which is great to see. So I know in today's webinar there's a few roles that definitely need filling in that area. So he'll talk to you more about them. As always, when I have someone new on, I like to ask the question, why VGC? So James, why VGC for you?
I think it was the opportunities available and sort of the progression. I joined VGC in 2010 from the job centre as a general op on Blackfriars, and then I moved through to what they called an SPC back then, which VGC helped support the funding for the training. Then moved to Whitechapel as the lead SPC, and then had the chance to come into the office to be the like a recruitment support coordinator, and then moved to contract supervisor and into labour manager now. So it was that the vision of when you join, there's clear ways and paths and means for you to upskill yourself and move into different roles. So that excited me, and here I am today. Yeah,
it's excellent, and it's great to see how vocal you are about that story, and I think it's something different probably from what we've had on the last couple of episodes, and I know you sort of shared that story a few weeks ago on LinkedIn as well, kind of offering out that hand to other people that may have been in a position like you were 10 years ago. And I think, unfortunately, obviously with COVID, there will be many people in that situation. So yeah, that's great to see. So kicking off then, James is going to go through our VGC roles in the labour. So off you go.
Yep. So the vacancies we have for HS2 in London, HS2 East, which is around the Euston area. We're looking for streetworks operatives with a blue CSCS card and the New Roads and Streetworks accreditation, the NRWSA, units 1, 3, 4, 5 and 7. HS2 Central at North Acton, looking for steel fixers. This again would be the blue MVQ level 2 in steel fixing. HS2 West, Norfolk will be multi-skilled ops with a CSS blue, a PASMA and a Cat 4 plus ticket. HS2 West again, Ruislip area. Technical role, laboratory role, must have a green CSCS card, a good role for a graduate, must have good levels of maths and English to apply for that role. And then HS2 Align, we're looking for full-time drivers with D1 on the licence, part-time drivers with D1 on the licence, new pops, fitters with MUPE tickets and welders with ARC experience.
Right, and yeah, I think it's probably something to mention on Align, things are really starting to pick up. So our labour manager, Nick Wells, you can contact him via LinkedIn or calling up the office, but things are really starting to move with Align. This week on the project alone, the structure was done and finished for the factory, so we are going to be starting to look for a lot of people for that, so please do get in contact.
It's up around the Maple Cross area as well, isn't it, Align?
It is, yeah.
And then my neck of the woods, the M4 corridor, and the southeast where I live. The Lower Thames crossing, they're looking for all trades. So that'll be from the general operatives right the way up. A2 Bean, again, all trades. Tideway East and West, looking for confined space operatives, steel fixers and shuttering carpenters. And then Slough, I'm looking for civils gangs with streetworks tickets, units 1 to 9. Gangers with a triple SDS, 360 operatives above and below 10 ton and multi-skilled ops. These guys need to have ducting experience because we'll be installing the fibre optics in through Slough. And then on the M4, look for ground workers, CPCS dumper roller drivers, and that will be based at the Slough section of the M4 as well, down that way.
Excellent. I think it's worth mentioning, James, as well, obviously that Slough project is quite a unique opportunity. So it's actually with our internal projects team. So you'll be working alongside our projects team, which is a great opportunity. And I think, like James was saying earlier, in terms of progression, they're really big on that within that team. So it's a really unique opportunity to come and join us.
Definitely, and I forgot to mention that's a 3-year project down there as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention that when I was saying it. So longevity of work, especially given the uncertain times, might be a great opportunity for people to join. Birmingham's, we're looking for PTS gangs with SWL1 and team leader and 3 operatives. North Wales, PTS civil gangs, SW1 again, team leader and 3 operatives again. General operatives with Persons and Besk, shuttering joiners and still fixers. South Wales, PTS gangs again with the SWL1, a team leader and 3 ops. And Sheffield, PTS civils operatives. Sellafield, we're looking for joiners, fixers, still fixers, concrete gangs, ground workers, general ops, slingers, and appointed persons.
Moving on to some of the personnel roles then. So M25, the setting out site engineer, we were looking for last week. We're still looking for that one. Into Hampshire, we're looking for engineers with highways background. Up in Derby, we're looking for a signalling planner. Then on to High Speed 2. So we've got assistant project manager and a senior project engineer. The project manager on 360 per day, the senior project engineer on 315 per day. They're both in Aylesbury. Into Brackley, we're looking for another senior project engineer on that rate of £315 per day. Moving on then into East London, we're looking for a scheme supervisor. They'll be on £250 per day. Ideally, you will have highways experience. London and Essex, we're looking for a project manager. This one's actually a permanent position, so we're offering £55,000 to £60,000 per year. We're looking for someone with a rails and civils background and ideally with a civil engineering degree. Along then the M4 to Slough, we're looking for a supervisor, sort of site manager. This is for a telecoms project, so freelance and permanent positions kind of are available. You're going to be looking in that 35 to 40k bracket. We're looking for someone with telecoms and cable installation experience, knowledge of streetworks legislation if possible. Into Braintree then, managing QS, so permanent position again, £60,000 plus per year, and that's with a car allowance. Same job, we're looking for a project engineer on 35k a year, and like they're saying, they're looking for that rails and civils experience. London then, another QS position, so clearly high in demand at the moment, £60,000, highway and structures and commercial build. A senior QS, also in London, £65,000 per year, with ideally a rail background. Surrey, we're looking for a site agent on £50,000 per year. Highways and structures experience is needed. Into Birmingham then, there is a planner position going for £70,000 per year, and ideally you need highways and structures experience again. New position of this week, which is a slight change on last week. So there's a remote position for a logistics coordinator working on High Speed 2 enabling works on £285 per day. You may need to go into sites at some point in and around the Aylesbury area, but for now it is just a remote position. So if any of them roles across kind of our labour or personnel slides are of interest to you, you can apply or register your interest now, as always, with recruitment@vgcgroup.co.uk. You can head to the website of www.vgcgroup.co.uk/job. And for more updates, you can follow us on any of the social media channels which are listed there. But for now, thank you very much, James, for joining me this week.
Thanks for your time. Thanks all.
Thanks everyone for tuning in again this week, and we'll be back again next week. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Cheers.